If you are an artist or in a band and you want to see more success with your merch sales, this video is for you. If you are ready to ramp up your merch sales, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I share videos on how to help you grow your music career. And to make sure you don't miss one of those videos, hit that bell button to get notified every time I share a new video. So how do you even decide what to sell? To figure that out, I pulled out my stash of merch, and I just want to go through with you what's popular, like what items do I have the most of and why, and that becomes pretty obvious really fast. At the top of my list, I have t-shirts. I don't know if I can show them all to you at once, but let me just show you the amount of t-shirts. Whether I've designed these, been given these for free, I bought a couple. But first, I want to show you the first shirt that I ever bought at a concert. And I would love to hear what your first concert tee is. Mine was the Dave Matthews Band t-shirt from my first semester at college. I just wanted to have a shirt that I could wear around campus later, like, yeah, I was at that concert, and just have it like scream Dave Matthews. So that is why I got this t-shirt. But let's go through why some are better than others and what I think you should do when creating your band t-shirt. Don't just focus on the color and how fast or how cheap they are. I know that might be what you're trying to think, just so you can turn it around quickly and make sales. But if you want to make more sales, you're going to need something that's good quality that people actually want to buy. So focus on the style of the shirt, the cut of the shirt, how the shirt feels, how the shirt holds up, the design that you're actually putting on the shirt. Really spend time on creating your shirt design. Make sure it's placed correctly on the shirt before you go mass order them. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about are CDs. Not trying to be rude, but CDs are kind of like the business card for artists. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. You can let me know in the comments. Everywhere I go, if I see an artist like, oh, here's my CD, but I just sold my car that had a CD player in it, so I don't have a CD player in my car anymore. My laptop doesn't even have a CD player. And my desktop, I have to put in like this extra piece so I can even put a CD in it. So just in general, CDs are becoming so much less accessible. Later in this video, I will share some creative ideas on how you can still sell your music, but maybe not necessarily with CDs. So stick around because I do have a lot of creative ideas to share with you. I just want to go through what's popular and why I think it works or doesn't work first. So CDs. Here is a stash. Again, as a designer, I've designed some CDs for clients. It's always fun to have that actual physical product in your hand. Like I said, with people not being able to listen to CDs as easily as they used to be, and with people streaming music so much more, CDs aren't going to be the best for sales if you're looking to actually make sales with your merch. So if you do want to create that physical CD to still have and sell, I totally get it. But let's look at the different options. You can see here Madeline has what they call a sleeve. So there's no, you don't like open it or anything. There's no liner notes. It's just a sleeve and a CD. So this is going to be very cost effective for you to create and produce. And it's also very easy to carry around. So if you are on tour, this is going to be so much easier to take around with you than, say, one of these jewel cases. They break easily. They take up so much more space. Like, look at this compared to this. Which one would you rather travel with? Definitely a sleeve. Here is another option that is still very thin, but not this plastic jewel case, and you still get a little bit more space for some of those liner notes and extra images. Like we talked about for t-shirts, if you are going to create a physical album, make sure you really spend time on making it look good. Have professional photos taken, have a designer do the layout, and really spend time to make sure you get it right when it comes to the quality of where you print it and the quality of your images and design. All of these things help in every category of sales. Okay, so CDs and t-shirts are the pretty obvious merch categories. Let's move on to some of the other items that you can sell at your merch table or for your online store. The next category I want to talk about are electronics. These are really small, and I've gotten these all for free, but here is one not really sure how to use it. And then I've got these two USBs. Personally, they've come in handy because I only have a couple of them, but I did ask on my socials what merch was your favorite or your least favorite, and I got a couple of responses saying too many USBs, don't do USBs. If you're looking for something new, I wouldn't recommend these. I think these now are a little dated, but that's what that is. And now accessories. These are all a bit random, but the key here is to make it relevant to you and for your fans. I'll show you a few things that I have. Water bottles, magnets, stickers. Some people like enamel pins. All of these things, they all have in common that they're little, they're cheap, and they're just easy and fun, something to have other than a t-shirt or a CD. Here is actually one of my products. I have designed a line of these carry-all bags because I know my audience, a bunch of young women in music biz besties who are traveling and touring, and I wanted to create these little bags to go with them. So I have a friend who puts like her chargers in hers, or use them for your makeup or your microphone, whatever. But I designed a line of these. This one obviously is the Nashville one. There's a variety of cities that I have. There's one with like little piano notes on it. So just something that's super unique to me. I haven't seen a lot of people sell these, so I wanted to be a little different, but also very relevant for who I am selling to. Another idea for your merch table are books. My friend Brianna here is a singer, and she also has a book about being a performing artist. So this is something great that she uses to not only promote herself as an artist, but to be able to share everything that she's done to help other artists. I also have several workbooks and planners of my own. I sell these on Amazon. So whether you're looking for tour planning, social media planning, or how to market your music online, I sell workbooks. And this one, I think probably, yes, definitely of all of the merch that I have, this one is the most thoughtful item. This was a custom design bandana for Willie Watson. He's very into fashion and design, so this was the perfect item for him to be able to sell. Have you ever seen anything else like this from another artist? Probably not. So just think about what you're interested in and how can you customize it to make it something that your fans can also enjoy. I still have some more to show you, but hopefully going through all of these items and explaining why they're special, why they sell, why they might not sell, is helping you come up with some ideas for your own merch. Okay, now I want to get into the category of, I want to call it shit my husband buys, but like it's not shit, but you get what I'm trying to say. First up, we've got Koozies. These are super simple to create and also easy for fans to buy if they're buying a drink at your show. I know some people are over Koozies. We happen to love Koozies. We have a bunch of Koozies. And then he also likes to buy me shirts of his favorite bands. Here is one that he bought me of Sure. I've actually now also become a fan of theirs. And he got himself the hoodie. And last in this section of my husband buys are vinyls. So while CDs might be going out of style, vinyls are actually coming back. They are bigger, so they cost more to make and ship and lug around with you, but people are buying them. At least my husband is. Every time we go to a show now, it's his thing. This is what he buys from his favorite artists. Okay, so that covers all of the merch that I actually physically have. Now let's talk about selling your merch online. When you aren't touring, you can still make merch sales online. And whether that means you are controlling the inventory and doing the shipping or doing drop shipping, there's so many different ways you can make sales online, no matter if you want to be hands-on or hands-off. And it actually means you can get even more creative with what you're selling because you're not having to take it out on tour with you. So whereas lugging these around on tour might be harder for you, you can sell more vinyls on your website. And maybe you bundle something with your vinyl. You can do a vinyl and a hat and a t-shirt. Just get creative with what you're selling online. I asked on social media what items people like to buy, but I also ask what people were selling of their own that was doing the best. So I'm going to show you some of those examples too. My friend Sarah Spencer said her songwriting notebook does the best online. Sarah has a songwriting group, a songwriting blog, so it totally makes sense that her songwriting notebook does the best online for her sales. Here's another example for live shows. You could sell this online too, but Mela told me that her shot glasses do the best at live shows. So while she might not be so into like collecting shot glasses or whatever, she knows that they do well at her shows, so that's what she sells. Something else that I see a handful of my clients doing on their online store are handwritten lyrics. Think about how easy that is to make. It's like the cost of a piece of paper and shipping, and they charge $100. Get creative, get custom, make something that people can't get from anyone else. Another one of my clients, David, told me that his custom bundle does the best. This makes it more of an experience for his fans to not only listen to his music, but enjoy it with some other items. Jenny told me that their hat does the best in their sales, and you can see it's very well designed, very on brand for them, and it just appeals to their audience. So this is the perfect item for Jenny and Two Way Crossing to sell. And the last example I want to share with you is what Allison told me. She told me that her mug does really well selling at live shows, but not so well online because shipping mugs is pretty expensive. And online, she sells a lot of stickers. So tell me in the comments, what is your favorite merch item to buy? Do you have a go-to thing that you always buy at the merch table or your favorite artist online store? Let me know in the comments, not only so I can see what you love buying, but also so you can share with the others who are watching this video and get ideas from each other. And if you're wanting some new creative ideas for new merch products and ways of selling, stick around because that is coming up. This is the perfect segue into my musts for selling online. I've got 3 things for you. 1, you must have good photos. You're not gonna wanna buy something if the photo is blurry or bad quality, or if the t-shirt's wrinkled in the photo. You're much more likely to buy a t-shirt that has a pretty picture. You want something that looks nice. So make sure your pictures are good, please. If you have to pay a photographer, that's okay. If you want to use a mock-up website to create your graphics for your store, that's totally fine too. Just make sure your pictures and your graphics for your store look professional. The second online sales must is easy checkout. You want to make sure your customers can see what they want, click it, add to their cart, and check out very seamlessly and easily. If they catch any hiccups, they're going to leave immediately and not make that purchase. So when you set up your online store, make sure you test it. You don't have to actually buy the item, but go through the process until you get to that checkout point and make sure it actually works. I know sometimes I've set up some Squarespace websites and I forget to just turn on one thing. So when I go do the store test, it says this store is not accepting payments. It's like, oh yeah. So make sure your store is set up, do a test. Make sure it's easy for customers to check out on your online store. The third thing is create shipping rates that work for you. I know a lot of my clients like to do no shipping rates or just a flat rate, but that doesn't really work. If you're selling a vinyl or a CD and a t-shirt, all of those things cost different amounts to not only package, but also to ship. If you're gonna charge a flat rate, like $2 or $3 for shipping, you're gonna be losing money. Make sure you spend the time to set up your shipping rates so that you're not losing money and so that your shipping rates actually work for you and your customers. If you have a Squarespace site and need help with setting up your shipping, I have a video for you on this, so I will link that above in the cards and also below in the description. Okay, I told you I had creative ideas, now let's get into those. I want you to think, when was the last time you actually listened to a song download? For me, I can't even remember. I see a lot of people doing like a song download to get people onto their email list or selling their MP3s in their online store, and I know those aren't doing well. Let's think of another way to make money through your digital music. What are people doing these days? They're streaming music. The other day I was just sitting with my husband and he was going through his email and he was like, oh my gosh, look, they sent me the link to their Spotify. That's so smart. This sounds so obvious, but are you sending a link to your streaming platforms to your customers? What if in your thank you email, if someone buys a t-shirt, you send them a thank you email and in it says, you can stream our music here while you wait for your t-shirt to arrive. Super simple, right? That's a new way you can push people over to your streaming platforms and start seeing some more revenue come in through there. My next idea is gonna require a little work on your end, but that's gonna be to do research on your fans. The idea here is to go to your Instagram, go to the people who have liked your last video or your last picture, and just go check them out on social media. Who are they? What did they do? What are they wearing? What do you think they would like? Create merch around your actual fans and you will see more sales. My next idea for you is, again, simple, but something not a lot of people are doing. So if I asked you right now, what is your best selling merch item? Do you know? If you don't, you need to go to your analytics on your website right now and see what are people buying the most of, or what is the most visited product page on your website. And does that line up with the actual most popular thing that people are buying? Is there a trip up? Do you need to change the price? Do you need to change the pictures? Look at your analytics and see what's working or what's not working and make changes from there. Reverse engineer what you're already doing. Is it the style? Is it the product type? Is it the design? Is it the exclusivity of the product? What is it and how can you create more of that? Another creative product idea would be to use your lyrics on your products. I got this t-shirt for free because someone read my bio and it reminded them of this lyric that they have on their t-shirt, and so they gave this to me. So what can you do with your lyrics? There's so many different things you can do with your lyrics, which leads me into my next idea, which would be to create tags for your products. What if you sell your t-shirt and if you are actually shipping them out yourselves, put a little tag on them or a sticker on them with your Spotify QR code. That's another way that people can scan your code and go directly to stream your music. So use one product to lead them to your music, to lead them to something else, to keep them engaged with who you are and your music and what you're doing. Maybe you make a card that says thanks on one side and has your lyrics on the other so they can take pictures of that and tag you. Just how can you create something special, create a moment for your fans? If you want to get your online website and merch store set up, I have a video for you on that, how to do that on Squarespace. I'll link it in the cards above. Okay, that was a lot. I hope this gave you so many ideas. Subscribe and hit that bell to be notified every time I release a new video, and I will see you in the next one.